Hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. It's Horse Center Tuesday night. I'm Julie Ramji. Sean is back. We don't have Rich tonight, so he's back with us. And I have a special guest, the one and only Jockey Reylu Gutierrez. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I know you're a busy guy.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, we like to take it kind of all the way back when we have riders or people on that we haven't had on the show. Tell us a little bit about how you got started with horses.
My father's a trainer at Fairgrounds jockeys, and my dad's always trained at Finger Lakes Racetrack in Western New York, and I've been around him my whole life. I never wanted to be a jockey in any shape or form. It's just a crazy story, I guess, how it happened. But I've always been around horses and kind of fell into my lap.
So you didn't want to be a jockey. So where did it turn to you? What pushed you into it?
Throughout high school, and I just always wanted to hang out with my friends, play sports, and I went to college to play lacrosse, and I would only work for my father really in the summers, just to be with him, and obviously learn about the horses. And I got hurt my senior year of high school playing lacrosse, and I developed a passion for physical therapy, and that's what I went to get my undergraduate degree in. So I did 4 years of exercise physiology, and that was my goal, was to get my 4-year undergrad and then go on to PT school. And what happened was I went to study abroad in Europe, and my student loans got pretty high, and I was like, let me just try riding for a little bit. And my dad and my uncles, they really pushed me for a whole year in preparation to, once they saw that my mind was completely set on riding. And somehow, some way, we're here today.
Wow. Well, that's really incredible. I like to applaud anybody that's gone and got an education, before they dove into the track, because you have something to fall back on. So that's amazing. But you're doing amazing, right? I mean, who would have thought? Somebody who didn't want to be a jockey, you're now leading the meet at Fairgrounds. You ended in, I think, the mid top 20s for jockeys in the United States in 2022. That's huge. So
Right.
Tell us about that. I mean, how does that feel? Are you ever contemplating not riding now?
At this point, no. I mean, I love the game so much, and the whole process that's gone with it, and thank God that I've been able to progress a lot higher than I've ever thought I'd reach. And the sky is the limit, and every couple months, Jose and I, who's my agent, we set new goals and new ambitions, because it seems that my career has progressed very rapidly in literally the last 2 years, and things that we didn't think were feasible are, they're happening in front of our eyes. And to be leading a meet right now and to finish in the top 20 in the country, this past year, it means a lot, and we just want to keep going.
Dad's got to be super proud.
Oh yeah. My dad is he's my biggest fan, my biggest critic, and but he gets it, and he's always there, just to, if I need something, just to talk to, or give his advice.
Does it make it is it a little more pressure, or is it a little easier coming from a family that kind of knows the game and the industry and the ins and outs? Do you get it harder when you're not performing at your best, or do you think they understand a little more?
I think it's when you're performing, it's family or friends, everyone's gonna pat you on the back, say, hey, great job, and everybody, when you're doing well, everybody's around you. So when you're doing not so well, that's what's awesome about my family, is that they understand the highs and lows of this game, and I understand it too. Some years my dad had great years, some years he didn't. Same with my uncles, and so they know how to handle it. And when it's not going well, it's not really a matter of changing anything, or really, you just adjust a little bit, but you take the highs with the lows, and you keep smiling, and be respectful to everybody around you. And but that's really the key. Just they know how to, when things aren't going well, they know how to be kind of like hey, it's gonna be all right.
So Reylu, speaking of that, your first couple of years were a little rough. Talk about that a little bit, and how you said how it's progressed, but tell the difference between your riding in the beginning to riding now.
Sure. The first couple of years, my first year, 2018, was pretty great, and I Clips Award finalist between Gulfstream and Naira. My second year, when I lost the bug in 2019, was kind of like you know, where do I fall in? You know, I was in New York. I ended up going back to Florida and then back to New York. And, you know, money wise, I did well, you know, both years. And, you know, I think it was like 3 million and 4 million, but there wasn't really any horses I was following. No business was really growing. It's kind of just progressions of naming me on horses. That's about it. 2020 was when it really hit me, COVID. You know, fortunately, I was able to ride the Belmont Stakes for Steve Asmussen, but there was a loss of foundation, a loss of balance in my business. I wasn't really sure what was going on. I really hit a door. But again, I was very lucky to have my family, and you know, and I was always educated on, of course, saving your money and being smart with your investments and all that. So yeah, I guess I took a chance in 2020, and I ended up buying my first home, but I bought it back where I'm from at Finger Lakes, and I told myself at the Saratoga meet where I got absolutely drilled. I was not ready to be there amongst the elites of the elites. And excuse me, I ended up packing my stuff, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go back home because I need to start over. And I did that, and going back was the best thing for me. I did really well in 2020. And yeah, it was a game changer for me. And then that's when I linked up with Jose.
So that was a little bit of Sorry, Sean. That was a little bit of humbling, right? When you took off to Saratoga and then you made the decision to go back to Finger Lakes, you kind of had to swallow a little piece of humble pie there and say, hold on, I need a reset, right?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely was the biggest humble pie, but it was the best thing for me.
Yeah, you had that experience.
You know,
I mean, some of these riders have goals just to ride with some of the guys that you had the experience with already at your age. So that's incredible on its own. Go ahead, Sean. Sorry, I cut you off.
Well, you brought up Jose. You brought up your agent twice, Jose Santos. So how did that come about? And you guys have so much in common. Like, you guys are the perfect pair.
Yeah. So
you guys on Twitter. You guys are hilarious.
What happened was, when I was a bug boy, I reached out to him via Facebook Messenger, and he left me on red. I was kind of tired of him, but I definitely wasn't ready to work with him either. You know, so it's probably for my best interest. And then you know, he saw I was struggling in 2020, and you know, he felt that I needed a change. And it was just a matter of my backpack. Yeah. So it was just a matter of how do I say? He reached out to me, and he's like, "Hey, I think you need a change in your career." I was a little stubborn. I never wanted to leave the East Coast. I never wanted to leave New York. And but it was a change that I had to make. And again, I just bought that house, and I literally just told my parents, I was like, here's the keys, house is yours, I got to go to Texas. Oh, no. And yeah, so I lived in my house for 3 weeks, and I've really never permanently moved back.
But hey, you have it, right? You have it. You have it there. Family's taking good care of it, so at least you have them to look out.
Yeah, no, it's their house now. I mean, fortunately enough, you know, I've done so well. Jose was able to buy another one, but I mean, that's not my place anymore.
And Jose is coming up on the show too. I reached out to him just because I'm super, intrigued with kind of how he runs his business. It's definitely very new age when it comes to being an agent. So yeah, he's doing incredible things for you. So what's next? What are the plans after Fairgrounds?
You know, after Fairgrounds, we'll head back to Kentucky. We'll go to Keeneland and Churchill. But we're fortunate enough to ride some really good horses right now where, I mean, they're going to take us to a lot of different places. And, we'll just see that. But definitely Keeneland and Churchill. And then for the summer, we'll reevaluate, where we should go.
So you mentioned already that you got that mount for Steve Asmussen in the Belmont. What an experience. I can't imagine your nerves, adrenaline, and all the things you were probably feeling. Take us on that ride when you got the call that you were going to be able to ride in the Belmont.
The Belmont's the race that I've always wanted to ride. It's New York and whatnot. And, first off, I got to thank Toby Sheets for that one. That's his assistant in New York. And, I was really in New York doing absolutely nothing, playing Call of Duty. And because it was like prime COVID. I mean, what were you going to do, especially in New York City, Long Island? So, but I would go out, and I would work courses just to help people, just to stay in shape. And when I received that text from Toby, it was, are you serious? Like, I definitely don't deserve it. But okay, I'll take it, and it was an opportunity that really changed my life. And yeah, you know, I was very happy to take it. And Jungle Runner is his name, and he definitely was the beginning of a change of for me.
Right, a whole new level of game there. I mean, wow, what an experience. That's one race I've never got to see live. I have experienced the Derby, but the New York circuit I haven't been able to be a part of. So I definitely want to get up there and check it out. I've heard incredible things between Belmont and Saratoga. I have got to get up there. Are you any plans for Saratoga at all? Or are we waiting?
Yeah, we can't get into that yet.
Okay. We're not revealing what the plan is. Got you. Totally got you. Well, we have Terry Hay who says, come ride at Golden Gates. He invites everyone out there. Would you ever want to ride on the West Coast?
That's another thing that I'll leave up to Jose. Is being on the West Coast is something that I've really enjoyed riding the Breeders' Cup over there. And gosh, I mean, the West Coast, there's nothing like it. But I'll.
Uh-oh, did we lose him?
Yep.
Uh-oh, Reylu, I think we lost you.
As soon as he got in the car, that was it.
Yeah, hold on. Let's give him a minute. If not, I'll text him. Oh,
I'm here.
We kind of lost you. You're good. We lost you when you got in the car.
Nah, you're good.
We have a comment from Spencer Maltak. He says, love seeing your success, Reylu, on the come up. Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So, you know, I see you and Santos on Twitter. You guys getting a little funny banters on there. And I also see your sarcasm at the kickbacks at, you know, the negative people, the negative bettors on Twitter. And I think it's hilarious how you don't seem to get offended, but you add some humor back to it. Talk a little bit about that. How do you deal with the pressures of what you have going on? And then you go on social media and see somebody, you know, who has something not so nice to say.
You know, we're professional athletes, and if people have something negative to say, that's okay. I mean, that's part of the game. We're always in the spotlight. I mean, we nearly don't get it as bad as like NBA players or anything like that. But people spend their hard-earned money on the horses. They gamble pretty hard, and if they want to critique me, hey, you know, that's completely their game. I mean, I'm not going to take that personally. I have no idea who they are, and you know. But if I'm my biggest critic, and you know, and Jose will definitely pull me up too if he feels I made a mistake. And if there's a valid reason for it, we'll definitely try to correct it. But I mean, I don't really take anything personally, you know. So it is what it is.
And you can't. I love that mindset. You know, this day and age, you never know who's behind a computer. It gives anybody access to literally say anything. But I like that you respect the bettors aspect. You know, that they spend their hard-earned money. I'm on the latter side. I've gotten nasty messages from race fans just with my husband, and I do not agree. Yeah. I'm like, you take your $2 ticket, sir, and you shove it.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those things where you know, you respect them because hey, they're gambling. Surely keeps the game going, but at the end of the day, you know, tomorrow's a new day, and they'll probably even forget they even said anything. So why keep it in mind?
Hey, at least they're passionate about horse racing in some aspect, right?
Yeah, don't you always want to tell them too that that's your paycheck too? Like, you want to finish ahead, that's more money for you, right?
I mean, absolutely.
And I mean, we brought that up before. I think that's a big misconception in the racing community with people outside of the racing community. They think that jockeys are, you know, loaded, and they think that you guys make so much money every time you go out, and not many people realize, you know, the harsh reality that you got to get the win to get the money.
Yeah, I mean, you know, riding in certain circuits, you know, we are very privileged, and you know, you do make a good living, but there's no contract. You know, every race is different, and you know, obviously, if you have a guaranteed contract, it's a lot less stress. But you know, you just got to go out there and perform, and be prepared for every opportunity.
You mentioned about your level of horses, how you started getting on better horses. So who was that first horse that you got on and you were like, this is different, and you could really feel the horse was different?
Definitely Brett in Texas. I was riding for him at Lone Star, and it was just a Texas bred, but his name was Tango Mis Papeles, and he was for that breed, for the Texas bred breed, he was different, and he won 2 stakes, like first and second start. And that was when I told Jose I really liked him, and unfortunately he got hurt, so he didn't move on. But that summer of 21, when I was riding in Dallas, uh, came across Barber Road and hitting connection, and when I worked hitting connection the first time, I knew it was nothing like I've ever experienced in my life, and clearly she changed my life too.
Is that just like, a lot of jockeys explain it's like driving a car, you just know the power under you?
Yeah, she's hitting connection. She's a BMW, man. Like, she's got so many gears to her, and it was unfortunate, she didn't run well in the Breeders' Cup, but man, after winning the Pocahontas on her, I really thought that we had a really great opportunity. And then Barber Road, he wasn't a BMW, but he was he was a different type of car. He was like the best type of truck you could buy. It was like he'll just keep going. He's steady and he's there. He's grinding every day. And every Kentucky Derby prep, he was there, and he was just very reliable, And it's funny how some of these great horses, they are so great in the morning, and you just know. But some of the great horses, they know they're great, so they just kind of take it easy in the mornings, and you're just like, I wonder how good you really are.
Speaking of the Breeders' Cup, you got to experience the Breeders' Cup, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, going out to San Diego and, being out there with Jose and experiencing that was incredible. We were one of the favorites, and, to be in that regime, I mean, there was really nothing like it.
For somebody who didn't want to be a jockey, you've checked off some pretty monumental bucket list check marks for people in this industry. So maybe it was fate, right? We have some questions coming in. Grandma Horse Racing. How do you ride a horse in a route compared to sprint?
I mean, for me, every jockey has different opinions, but I mean, I'm pretty aggressive, and I just always want position. So for me in a route, I want to get out from the gates. I want to be in the game, involved early, and I'm going to try to be in the top tier. And in the sprint, I'm going to be even more aggressive to put my horse in a good position. But I think in a sprint, it's really a matter of post position. It's so important. Just in the first 10 steps, you want a good position.
Absolutely. And then Spencer says, do the jocks know when there is a track bias?
I mean, if you're watching the races, you should know. But if you're not watching the races, you're not doing justice to your connections, so they should know.
Do you wait? Now that's a question I want to ask. Do you wait until you go out or you watch the first race run, or do you ever go out before they run at all and like walk the surface and feel where there's more moisture? Or
I jog the track before the races every day, and I know I'm prepared. I feel what's under me with my own feet, so I usually know.
That's pretty cool. So speaking of jogging every day, what do we do when we're not consumed by horses and the track?
Just work out every day. This is my life.
And the dog, the big German Shepherd, is he with you or is he in New York?
Nah, he's in New York. But when we go to New York, we're always with him.
We love dogs, so if you had him near, we definitely would ask to see him.
Yeah, for sure.
So you said about you get with Jose and you have a list of goals. So what are some of those new goals you got?
I mean, to find another Derby horse, Jose and I are on the hunt for that, and that's moving forward. That's going to be our ambitions and our goal every year is to find a Derby horse, and to find a Preakness horse, and or have a Belmont horse, and after that, to be in every big race in this country. I mean, that's what we want. That's where we want to be, and whether we finish first or last, it doesn't matter. It's being there and given the opportunity to show our potential.
We have a comment here from jockey Willie Martinez. Reylu, thanks for taking your time. That you shared with Jamie and I that last weekend. Best of luck out to my boy, Mighty Joe. So that's from Willie. Yeah, Willie and Jamie, we love them.
Thanks. Thanks, Chili Willie.
So do you have like a specific bucket, another bucket list goal for yourself since you've already accomplished such huge things in the industry? Is there like one specific thing? I'm sure you said a Derby horse, but I mean like full career span wise, what is the end goal for Reylu? Do you have a big one?
I'd like to win the Kentucky Derby. It's every jockey's dream, but I'd like to just fill my potential to be the best jockey I can be. Riding titles, certain races. I mean, outside of the Derby, it is what it is. But I'd like to, as a competitor, as an athlete, I want to be the best jockey that I can be. And the day whenever I walk away, I want to just walk away with my head high. And I'm a very competitive person, so it will be certainly tough to satisfy myself. But if there's specifically one thing that I would like to do one day is to be the champion NYRA rider. I would love to win an Eclipse Award as the best rider in the country. I know our rider Tees is amazing, but I would like to return to New York one day, and I would like to be a champion up there because it's personal.
I think you can do it. We definitely think you can do it. I mean, the momentum I'm seeing at Fairgrounds, yeah, I think you're definitely on your way. And I love that you have that. You want to take it back home. We have Charles B. says, someone please find this jockey a Derby horse. Good luck, Reylu. Yes.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We campaign for all of our guys on here. We want all of our jocks on here. Derby horses.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say about returning to NYRA. Do you think you said about being aggressive and, wanting position and stuff like that? There's a lot of jockeys in NYRA that really aren't that way. Do you think now that you've learned that and you have success that way, you could go back and dominate there because of that?
Yes, I do.
I love how
I don't know why, but that's really a known thing that they don't want to.
Hold on, but it's the dark screen superhero villain face for me right now where he's like, yes, I do. We can't see you, but
I mean, that is it's something that's been instilled with me, and it's really it's personal for me to head back there and to be the best that I can be up there, and I've learned a lot. I've had a lot of people help me along the way, and there's obviously still much to learn, but hopefully one day those opportunities arise, and I will be very aggressive when that time comes.
Now, outside of your family influence, is there anybody jockey-wise that you look up to, maybe that is still riding or maybe, is no longer riding? Is there anybody who's like a mentor that you really said, man, I like his style. That's who I want to ride like?
Cornelio Velasquez, Lafitte Pinkai, Jose Santos Sr. I mean, those are the three first guys that come to mind. I love pulling up their replays all the time. It's just like even Alex Solis, I'm very biased to Panamanian riders, legends. But I mean, Jose's dad is certainly a guy that I look at for all turf races. I think he's probably the best turf rider of all time. But as much Lafitte Pinkai as I can watch, I love Lafitte. I think he's the best rider of all time, and he'll always be my hero.
Those are great picks. Great picks. And Alex Solis, another one, a great rider.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the one thing you are really trying to learn yet? What's one thing you would really like to improve on?
Certainly, maybe it's a gift, maybe it's not, I don't know, but there's something that Joel Rosario could do that no other rider can do, and that's put a horse, in today's game at least, is put a horse to sleep, whether he has pace or not, and just bring them from last to first, whether it's a Breeders' Cup sprint, or any type of grass sprint. He can just turn these horses off and just get them to close, and right at the wire he wins. And that's something that I would love to improve on massively, is just having a better feel for that closing kick on whether it's grass or dirt, and just being able to sit back there until not the final quarter of a mile, but till the final eighth of a mile. He's getting a lot of flame right now for some reason that is completely unwarranted. He's one of the best riders of all time, and Gulfstream, anybody who bets Gulfstream knows that closers don't do anything there, and he's always, but it's always the front runners, and who's riding the front runners right now? Obviously the guys are at the top of the table. But I mean, you watch, Joel's going to go right back to Belmont. It's going to go right to Saratoga, and he's going to crush them all over again. And he's just got this knack on him that nobody else can do. So it's something that I definitely want to learn how to do.
That's a good subject, though, to talk more about, you said about Rosario struggling. The same thing happened with Pratt, and now he's starting to go. He was like one for his first 50 at Santa Anita. Explain to viewers how that can happen with jockeys, and it's just something that happens.
It just happens. I mean, when you're riding the best horses, you're in the game. You're 1, 2, 3. When you're 4-1, 3-1, 2-1, I mean, you don't want to give your horses any excuses to lose. You want to put them in the best position to win, and that's, Louis Size and Rider 2s are extremely good aggressive riders, but they're riding really good horses too. I mean, and it just speaks also to credit to Junior Alvarado, who's won some massive races this year from the clouds, and he's just giving some amazing rides. But he's obviously got some good horses under him, but those are just amazing rides in those big races. But consistently every day in Miami, you see speeds carrying, whether it's the pea to the grass or the dirt, and they're riding the best horses. I haven't really watched Southern California, to speak on Flavian's, winnings, but the cream always rises. Flavian's one of the top 5 riders in this country, and he will rise to the top. He came here to the Fairgrounds the other day, won a stake. The cream rises always. So, I mean, he's going to be Flavian in no time.
Very well said. I love how you can break down and articulate, the things that are going on that you see as a rider, and just even almost as a handicap aspect. You're giving some real knowledge here. I love it. I love to see it. We've got some more comments. Mr. Loki, too bad we can't ask Epicenter how he feels about Rosario. Oh, okay. Charles B is determinedly okay. He appeared to get hurt.
Determinedly is okay. He just gave me a big run, and he worked very hard to get that position going into the first turn. So, but no, he's okay.
Cool. We love to hear that. The horses come back good. That's what we love. So workout and race, that's all you do down in the fairgrounds? How about some good food?
I mean, there's good food everywhere, but I have to, keep my diet in check, and,
Is weight something that you struggle with a bit?
No, but it's something that I could, just because the way my body is, the muscle. I don't have much fat, so if that happens, you can't really lose muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat, so it's just a matter of, do I want to eat a burger? Yeah, I do, but should I? Probably not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I always hear about Deshaun was on here and he was telling us about how great the food was down there. So I had to ask.
Fire.
So talk a little bit about, you talked about how it switched for you. Give some advice to the riders right now who haven't hit that, change in years, and they are riding the longer shots and they're showing up to work every day, but they haven't hit that spin yet. What did you do when you weren't where you wanted to be, but you were, feeling that frustration of just the day-to-day of being a rider? What did you do to keep yourself mentally focused and your mind clear? Because it's tough when you're not winning.
When you're not winning, it's the same thing. Whether you're winning or not winning, you have to be the same. Keep your same routine. There's nothing to change. It's not you. It's sometimes you're just not riding the best horses, and it's going to happen to everybody, whether you're on top or not. So just stay the same. Just be polite. Keep doing the same things. If you can do yoga, do whatever. Keep your mind off things. Because if you start thinking, you're going to struggle more. You can't really think about it. Just have fun out there. Just remind yourself why you're doing it. We're not doing this for a paycheck, because if you are, then you're definitely in the wrong sport. You got to do it because you love it and you have fun, because it's definitely a grind. And to the guys, who are struggling or whatever, I'm not going to sit here and say it's bippity boppity boo. I just hooked up with Jose, and Jose's a great agent. He's got connections, and those connections had pretty good horses. But I didn't do anything fancy. It's teamwork. It's my agent. It's the horses.
You kind of got lucky. It just aligned for you at the time. But you were grinding out there for a while, right? You knew what it felt like to feel like you were treading uphill.
Yeah, for sure. But I've seen my family in it. So at the end of the day, I was born and raised, at Finger Lakes for $5,000 purses, and I was able to start riding for $100,000 purses. So I was never felt insecure about anything. It's just I'm just blessed to be here.
I love that.
Right. So every jockey has a different way of approaching the race. How do you get ready for a race?
Man, I mean, I got to get my workout in. You know, I started like 3 hours ahead of my first post, and once I do, once I am ready, I mean, I'm just putting on some A Boogie or you know, I don't know, A Boogie or something, and Pop Smoke, or just get in the zone, get dialed in, and I'm ready to go.
Pop Smoke. That's like my go-to when I want to get into a grind mode.
Yeah.
Are you a big replay guy or just a form guy?
Replays, but that's the night before. You know, you got to give yourself time to dissect those replays. You know, you can't just be watching them before the races, in my opinion, and be like, oh, I figured it out.
Bull ring or mile track?
Mile. I didn't grow up on that bull ring stuff. That ain't me.
Well, if you got the right horse for a big race, would you come into the bull ring?
I mean, yeah, I was at Delta a couple weeks ago and I won 3 stakes. So I mean, if you got the horse, you can go wherever if you got the horse.
Okay, so we're not against the bull ring. We just don't prefer it. All right, I love it.
It would fit your aggressive style too, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you can be patient on the bull ring. You just need the horse.
Yeah, you need a lot of horse.
So, speaking of horses, you have any new horses that you might have only been on once or twice that you're really excited about continuing to ride?
Yeah, I got a couple, but to be seen.
No secrets shared tonight. Okay, Reylu, I see you. All right. Well, when one of those big horses pop out with you in the winner's circle, I'm going to be like, noted.
There you go. I love it.
Let's see. Mr. Loki said, too humble. Does he realize he was an Eclipse Award finalist for Outstanding Apprentice?
I mean, yeah, but I rode good horses that year. I rode a lot of fast horses, so I mean, it just happened to fall in my lap, I guess. But I didn't win it, so.
Hey, but you were nominated, and you were nominated with some, great riders. So, let's see. We got one from Charles B. I would love to see you ride Curly Jack.
I would love to ride Curly Jack too.
Yeah, he's super humble. You know, I'm glad that you took the time. It gives the fans a chance to get to see who's behind, the helmet and silks for those who don't get to be there and see you in person. So, let's see. Horse Racing says enjoying Mardi Gras. Are you indulging yourself at all in the festivities going on?
No, I mean, I'm here for business. No, I'm not here for Mardi Gras.
No beads.
No beads.
Oh man.
That's how you become successful, though, right?
No beads. Noted. Okay. All right. Well, it has been great. I don't have anything else. Sean, do you?
No, I mean, I'm glad we finally got Reylu on and continued success. Absolutely. I mean, the sky is the limit.
Yeah, we'll definitely be watching. I think that you have a huge career still ahead of you, and keep being kind, keep spreading positivity, being humble. The rooms need that. Every colony you go to, whether you're shipping in or you're at Fairgrounds, every jocks room needs a little bit of light. So keep spreading that. I heard so many times tonight, be humble, be kind, and yes, I've said it better yourself. Willie said, Stay focused. Nothing wrong with that. Well, Willie, I saw you down there getting those beads, sir. What were you doing? What were you doing? I saw him and Jamie.
much deserved for Chile Willie. He's a legend. So
definitely, and he'll be back soon. So, all right. Well, Reylu, thank you so much for jumping on.
Thanks for having me. And sorry I'm in the portable unit, but. Sorry.
It's okay. I know, I know you're a busy guy. So, like I said, glad that you were able to jump on, and I will be watching since you wouldn't give us any secret tips here tonight. I'll be keeping my eye out if I see a shining star coming.
All right, very good. Thank you guys. Have a great evening.
All right. And good luck on everything. And hopefully if we talk again, we'll be talking about a Derby winner for you.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, Reylu. Have a good night.
Thanks. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Yay. That was a great show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Willie said, I'll be focused soon. Yeah, you focused, Willie. After Mardi Gras, I was jealous. I literally asked Jamie, why am I never invited? Like, I could just say I need to go to Mardi Gras for work. John De Silva said, if only most jocks had the no beads mentality. Oh, true. Let's see. Terry said, great podcast as usual. Julie and Andre, along with Sean and his significant other, are invited to come to Golden Gates too. Well, thank you. I was waiting for the formal invitation, Terry.
There you go.
We're all going to Golden Gates to see Terry one day, vacation.
Yeah, I still would have to fly.
Well, he seems like a super cool guy. The super down to earth and a realist. I love it, and seems very humble and focused. I mean, and at his age, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like you said, he's kind of experienced it all, high, then down low, then higher than ever. So
and I love that, he talked about taking a step back and going back to Finger Lakes when he felt like he was a little ahead of himself at Saratoga. That was a big decision, and I think that was a big turning point for him too. If he would have stayed, who knows if he would have ended up linking up with his agent. Grandma Horse Racing, I go to New Orleans for the food. Well, send me some when you go, please. Mardi Gras is minor league compared to Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. Oh, I have no idea about it. Maybe one day I'll check it out. All right, Sean, what do we have tomorrow coming up?
Well, tomorrow we have Ramiro Mirage returning. I'm glad he's okay after the fall. Was it Sunday?
Yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all screwed up because of being sick, but yeah, because of yesterday, and he should be all right. So
yeah, I did text him to make sure he filled up for it. So he said he'd be all right to join us. So we're happy that he'll be here. And then what else is going on? What do we got? Anything new and exciting?
Tomorrow, 11:30. Guys will be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. We'll have a golf stream.
Nice.
And then obviously college basketball. You gotta go pickswiththeprofessor.com at Professor Sides on Twitter, and he's got a YouTube as well with college basketball. Get ready for March Madness. So
and got all that. What do we have next week?
Next week we got trainer Tim Ham, another trainer Chasey DeVille Pummer, and Wednesday we got jockey Michelle. She's won races all over, all kinds of different countries. So she's currently in Oakland, trying to make it over here. So she'll be another interesting.
Very cool. Well, yeah. And we have lots of exciting things, lots of content. Check out the videos that were just put up on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Follow us, like, share, replay, the video, share it, do all the things, show us the love. We appreciate the interaction. Vegas is Mardi Gras every day. Well, we've gotten into Mardi Gras talk. So on that note, I'm going to go and you can take it from there, Sean.
Yeah. So the Fairgrounds, like you said, we introduced the jockeys today. So then tomorrow we have another one. Different questions like we had before. So cool videos to check out.
Yeah, those videos are super cool. Love that. All right. Well, that wraps it up. Takes us a wire to wire. And I think it does, right, Sean? You done?
Yep, absolutely.
I was looking for my out here. Okay, yeah. And we'll see everybody else in the
winner circle.